All right, we are live. Schizo the podcast, episode 29. My name is Miguel, and I am your host. Okay, not much of intro as of the moment because I am very mad, and I need to get things out of my chest right away. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not a terrorist. Yep. But what I am about to say right now might be considered as a terrorist act, especially in this anti-terrorism bill that is being pushed and seems likely to be approved. But anyway, I think our government needs to be overthrown. Yes, I said it. Needs to be overthrown. Why? Because ever since the pandemic hits, a lot of the decisions that our government has a certain kind of theme to it, which is to make or swindle swindle money from us, from the citizens, from the Filipino people. And in this particular episode, I will enumerate some of the things that they're doing that are kind of fucked up. Those things that are, sucking us dry or taking away from our own pockets. But anyway, this is really full of shit. So let's just go to it. The first one, the mass testing. So I'm sure a lot of you are aware. The DOH said hey, the government will do a mass testing so that we can open up, or before we do the GCQ, or before we stop the lockdown, we're gonna do a mass testing, and the government will shoulder everything. But as you all know, that's not the case. That wasn't the case. Eventually, they announced that it was supposed to be the private companies who will do the mass testing, because they said it's a lot easier. It's easier to monitor because it's going to be company to company. It's not going to be in one area where they're going to fall in line. While I agree in that premise that it's easier, but it's not supposed to be the case, because it's supposed to be the government's duty. And we all know that the government has a budget. They asked for a budget, emergency powers. They asked for emergency budget so that they can pay for their people, for us, the Filipino people. We need money, of course, to pay for the mass testing. And to be fair, quite frankly, we did give it to them. The government asked for emergency powers, for money for them to do their jobs. But at the end of the day, for some reason, for corrupt reasons, that's what they did. They asked for the private companies to do that instead. And I guess it wasn't given a lot of attention, because a lot of us were just like, oh, I just want to get out already. I wanna get out of this house. No matter what they announce, I'm okay with it. I just want to get out. So it was kind of swept under the rug. But that's one thing. That's number one. They made the companies, the private companies, do the mass testing instead of the private companies. Instead of the public, instead of the government. Second, the SAP. So I'm sure during the pandemic, when the pandemic hit, the government promised that since they're gonna do a shutdown, they promised that they're gonna give money, they're gonna give ayuda to the people who are who lost their jobs because of the closure of a lot of companies due to the lockdown. And now, fast forward 2 months, 2 months and a half later, a lot of people who lost their jobs during the pandemic, they did not get anything from the government. They still are waiting for their SAP, for their ayuda. And apparently, as I've said last episode, the government has already moved on. They are now focusing on something else that is, quite frankly, another full of shit bill. But I'll get to that later, but I'm talking about the anti-terrorism bill. A lot of our politicians are no longer concerned, or they are not doing anything to fix or to finish what they promised, which is give the people money. Those people who lost their jobs during the pandemic, during the closure. Now that's not what they're doing. They are more intent. They are more focused on doing this anti-terrorism bill that is bullshit, instead of going for what they promised to the Filipino people, to those who are in need of money. Number three, the government is now pushing, and this I know this for sure. I actually have friends in the manufacturing companies, and but basically, the government is now pushing for more imported goods, even though we have a lot of local supply. And the rationale is, if we put more imported goods, the local manufacturers will drop their price. They would maybe make their prices more competitive. But I think the reason why they're doing it is because it's easier to get money from imports, from imported goods. The customs, which we all know is one of the most corrupt government agencies here in the country. So if a lot of the goods is going through customs via import, well then the government will make more money compared to just business registration from our local suppliers. So I think that's the main reason why the government is pushing for more imports, instead of just relying to our local suppliers. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Our local suppliers they're one of us. They're our own, basically. So we should patronize them. We should support them. And right now they are overstocked. Another reason why they would do that is maybe because they have a lot of debt on China, that China is now going in the government's, or like the politicians' ear, to, okay, since you owe us a lot of money, you should do this for us. You should push for more imported goods, which we all know it's a lot of the imported goods is coming from China. So maybe that's one of the reasons why it's China who's pushing for this. And since the government is, they want the one, they want to get out of debt, and two, they want to make more money. So that's maybe one of the reasons why they are pushing for more imports. That's just number three. I'm already mad as fuck. Anyway, let's go for number four. As you all know, this Ramon Revilla guy, the senior, the one in office. So he was pushing for taxing the digital services, or the digital content. Like Facebook, YouTube. It could be two parts why he's trying to do that. One is really fits the theme perfectly, which is to make more money, or to swindle more money. So if we tax digital content, that means even more money that's coming in from taxes for them to swindle. There's a lot more avenue for them to make money. And also, it could be to maybe lessen the amount of noise that's coming from the internet, because like what I'm doing right now, I may say something hateful to them. They cannot control that if I say that online, probably. So I think that's two things why Ramon Revilla is trying to push for taxes on digital content. One is to prevent us from talking so much on the internet, to lessen the noise on the internet, and two, for more to make more avenues for them to make money. Uh, the next one is the bike registration. I honestly don't use bikes, but I think bikes is a very good idea. We all know that we have a traffic problem in Metro Manila. The traffic is too much, and the pollution that it creates due to too many cars on the road. Uh, it's an ongoing problem, and bikes is a great solution for that. You know, if more people who are commuting, if more people who are using their cars, start using bikes, instead of their cars, that saves them parking, that saves them gasoline. It's better for the traffic problem that we have, and also the pollution that we have. There's a lot of positive things that using bicycle going to work gives us, everyone, the Filipinos. Using a bike is very beneficial, not only to the person who's using the bikes, but also to everyone else. So using a bike is supposed to be a good thing. But why is it the government is trying to tax that? They're trying to push for a registration for bicycles. They're making it very hard for Filipino people, for an ordinary Filipino person, to get a bicycle, to use something that is going to be beneficial for everyone else that's involved. And when you register, of course you have to pay for it again. So I'm highly suspicious. This is the reason why they're trying to do this, is for more avenues. Again, we're going for the same theme. We are going with the same theme. The government is basically trying to get more money out of us, and this one is very suspect. I don't even know how that's gonna be. Is there gonna be a drug test to register your bicycle and all that? That's more avenues to swindle money from the Filipino people. So there we go. And another one. How many has it been? Six? Yeah, probably six. The latest one is actually the government is now pushing for VAT, for tax, even in the online business, right? I mentioned earlier that they're trying to tax digital content, and now they are also trying to tax business that are run online. So online businesses, we all know, we can see it on Facebook. A lot of my friends, and even I am doing it as well. A lot of us are going now online to create a business. So a lot of us are maybe selling like lasagna. Some people are selling banana bread. So a lot of us are going online for businesses, and the government are well, in terms of making money, they're very smart. They saw that that's what we're doing, and so they took the opportunity. Oh, so you're trying to make money on the internet, and it just so happened that we're not taxing that. Well, maybe we should tax that. Maybe we should get a little bit of konting porsyento lang. We need a little bit of percentage when you do your business. When you do your businesses online. So we're gonna push for you guys, and the BIR will step in, and they're gonna get. You should pay the taxes, even though it's an online business. And ladies and gentlemen, that is full of shit. That is bullshit. Come on. Maybe if you're a huge company, and if you're a registered company, and you're just going online, like maybe let's say Starbucks, they're a huge company, and then eventually they sold some of their products online, and then that's okay. I mean, they are registered. They are supposed to be taxed anyway. But if you're like a small business owner, like you're just, it was a pandemic. You have no work, and it just so happened that you're really good at making banana bread, banana cake. You're good at making donuts, or you're good at making cheesig. A cheesig that's with cheese. Shout out to Mikey Del Rosario. He makes a really good cheesing. But yeah, so a lot of people are going online, and if you tax them for going for an opportunity that's good for in today's climate, like a pandemic, then we're destroying any opportunity for any of us, to be productive, to make more money. And the government, quite honestly, with this thing that they're trying to do, they're trying to kill it even before getting it started. So that's a lot of examples already. So and in all those examples, there's a certain theme, and I think you'd agree. And I've mentioned it over and over again. And the theme is just to make more money out of the Filipino people. This is my analysis on why they're doing it. One is because of the pandemic. They started to realize that life is short, and especially most of the politicians are old people. So maybe they thought, oh, I am gonna die soon. Maybe my time is gonna be soon. So might as well make more money out of the Filipino people. And I'm not, fuck that. I'm not gonna do it in honest means. I'm gonna swindle. I'm gonna be a buaya. I'm gonna be a pig. I'm gonna take every single money I can get out of the Philippines, and then when it's time to leave, when a lot of people are starting to notice that I'm doing I am being a corrupt politician, I'll just go outside the country and then live there. They can't sue me there. So I think that's what they're trying to do. And then I think they also realized that there's going to be a lot of backlash when they do that. And quite honestly, it's very obvious. It's like they're not even making an effort to hide it anymore. All those that I mentioned, it's too obvious. They really are trying to get every single peso out of corrupt means, and maybe a lot of people are gonna put them in check, and so uh, thus they created this bill, this anti-terrorism bill. And this is my opinion, and but based on what I said, I think this is true. I think they realize that the Filipino people will go up in arms and try to stop what these politicians are trying to do. So what they did, they expanded what terrorism means. So now that if you go against the government, no matter what, even if the government is doing a bad thing or if they're doing the right thing, if you go against that, you are now labeled a terrorist, and they have the right to take you to jail without warrant. It's just one-sided. The government is trying to do everything in their power to make money, and we can't do anything to stop them. We can't do anything to keep them in check. Maybe right now it's not yet passed. The anti-terrorism bill is not yet passed. So maybe me saying this is not yet illegal. Maybe me saying that the government is full of shit right now, that they're trying to do things that is making the country go down to the dumps. They're trying to destroy this country, and they're not at all making an effort to making this country better. Maybe they're destroying our future because in the first place they already have a plan to go outside the country after 6 years or maybe after their term. So that's why they don't care about they don't care about our future anymore. They don't care about the future of the Philippines. So they're just trying to milk everything from us. That's bullshit. We should fight for this. Well, I don't want to say we should fight for our country, but that's kind of the thing that we need to do. We should fight for our future. If you're still planning to live here, I still plan to live here. I just have some thoughts to go away, but I do want to live here. I love this country, and I do want to live here. And so we need to do what we can in order to fight this corruption that the government is trying to trying to implement on every single bill possible. So I am I am enraged. I'm sure you guys are too. I am not alone in this. Uh, we Right now it feels like we're powerless, because we don't really have a platform in order to, fight back against all the government is trying to do to us. All of the decision makings are questionable, are shitty, and all we can do is just scream and shout and just post our anger on social media without nobody listening to us. So um, I don't know what to do. I am at a loss for words. Uh, is there hope? I hope so, but it's not looking good. But I guess we still need to be hopeful. We need to those to those people who has the power, maybe a little bit of power. Uh, what we can do is support them, to make sure that they're not backed against a wall, and for the government officials to just dismiss or kill off. We need those people who has a little bit of power, who has a voice. We need them. We need to support them, and if we can do that, I think little by little, it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be. It's gonna be a long time. Maybe a year or two, or it could be maybe in the ballot boxes. Once the election starts, maybe we can make a difference from there. Maybe we can make a mark in our country when the election comes. But as of the moment, if we just sit idly and not do anything about it, and also not share all these things that the government is trying to do, then I guess we're gonna end up ignorant, and the opportunity to change anything will blow right past us, and we're gonna end up hopeless. And so my point is, maybe let's not let ourselves, or let's not let our future go to that. We should do something as early as possible. If right now is the earliest that we can do something, then let's do it. But we should have we just have to do something. That's all I'm saying. Ah, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. I basically just ranted for like 40 minutes. I hope that was worthwhile for you guys. I'm sure not everybody is not everybody enjoys watching people just rant, but with what is happening right now, I have no choice. That's what my heart is telling me to do, and thus, that's what I did. Hopefully, it's gonna make a difference. If you did not know what the government is doing, then now you know. Please share it to other people. Do not be afraid to be labeled as a terrorist. Right now, not yet. Don't be. But if the bill is passed, then maybe be scared. I don't want you to I don't want you to take my advice, and then you go to prison because of my advice to you. So no, just maybe right now it's not yet called terrorism when you say things that is against the government, especially if they're saying some bullshit things. They're trying to do they're trying to steal from us. We should call them out. We should do something about it. And if we do right now while it's still allowed, then we will have a chance. So while we still can, while we still have an opportunity to make a difference through our words and through our influence, maybe, let's do something. Let's do it. So yeah, that's it for me. Uh, and that left me speechless. I have I have nothing more to say. I'd like to end with that, and so yeah, I'll end with that. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. That's episode 29 of Schizo the podcast. I'll see you again on Tuesday, and good night.